Tinga to come here. She's in the National Elections Board, and even as we speak about matters election, kuna watu wanasema walilipa pesa, sijui imechelewa. I love you in a minute. Useme tu pesa yao iko sawa, kura iko na chama iko imara.
Comrade Power. Kwa majina ni Mary Mutinga kutoka Lower Eastern. Mimi ni member wa National Election Board, and I'm happy and delighted to be here with you guys. And I love you all. I want to answer a question from the president of Lower Eastern. Where did he go? About elections. Yeah, he was asking, he paid for the money and he has not gone for the elections. I think SG has explained thoroughly and said the elections were not done because of some issues, but we are coming there. I just want to assure you, the elections that we did, we only did for 5 counties. And now currently we are coming to do 21 counties at a go, and we are going to do them right immediately after these a few hiccups we are facing. The other thing I want to tell you, register as UDA members, and if you want to vie, also you have to be a registered voter kwa IEBC. Ndio? So that you can vie for any seat. SG has said SG seat is up for grabs. Kiti ya chairman up for grabs for you guys. And we want you to be in the government. Our president, I salute him. I was not a member of UDA. I was an independent member. I was campaigning with PS Mbaika. She was in Kaiti constituency, and I was in Boone constituency. And then after that, President saw us because he has a passion for everybody on board. He wants to put everybody on board. So he considered me to be a member, and the rest and many more. For the youths, I want to encourage you to get into politics. It's not a bad thing. It's a good thing. That is what made us to be who we are today. So please, join in the band. We are there to support you. We are there to guide you. And our elections are free and fair. No ballot papers. We use gadgets, right? Yeah, so we are coming for election. The person who was asking about elections, we are coming down at the grassroots. I want to give something that you forgot, Mr. Sang, for what government is doing for Kenyans today. We forgot about, I think we had about health. We forgot that the government, Mr. President, has given us those people who are going to door to door. Si munaona hawa wamama na wazee wanatembea kwa nyumba wakibeba gadgets za kupima damu, blood pressure, blood sugar, na wanapewa dawa. Si ndio mnamuona? Do you see them in your regions? Hiyo kazi yote sio ya governors. Hiyo kazi yote ni ya President William Samoei Ruto. Ni yeye amenunua hizo gadgets, akapatia hawa watu hizo uniform wanavaa nyumbani za kuenda kuangalia watu wetu. So the government is doing a lot. Mungu awabariki na nawapenda. Join UDA. Karibuni sana.
Thank you. Please clap for her. If it were in an ordinary event, I would have closed the event after the SG. But because it is the town hall, the people are supreme. That's why we are opening it up again for one layer of questions. I'd love to give it to comrades exclusively. So kama unajua si comrade, tafadhali usibebe mkono. Comrades power.
Thank you. My name is Philip Nyayo, the president of Egerton University and also the Nakuru County UDA chairperson students chapter. I'm encouraged by your speech, Bwana SG. My question goes to Professor Machuki about the banding and the new funding model. Now, I am a 5th-year student of Bachelor of Medicine and Bachelor of Surgery. When I joined in first year, the course was being offered at 450,000. Currently, the course is being offered at 630,000. A student in Band 1 is expected to pay 42,000 shillings. A student in Band 5 is expected to pay 230,000. I wish you to clarify on that shift of the expenditure of that course of Bachelor of Medicine and Bachelor of Surgery. Thank you.
Thank you. Pigeni Daktari Makofi, tuko loyal. And you realize that doctors are very precise. Hakuna story mingi haraka. I hope you do the same.
Thank you. Thank you so much for this opportunity. My name is Joseph Musyoki. I come from Makueni constituency. And I study at Mount Kenya University, a student of law. First, I appreciate the things that the government is doing for the people. We have talked on the agricultural sector, microbusiness sector, internships, jobs, and also in the health insurance sector. I appreciate all those efforts. But my question is, every day we are seeing comrades getting threatened, comrades getting killed. What is the government doing to ensure that the comrades, especially here in Machakos, the other day we witnessed Machakos University students demonstrating and fighting for their safety. What is the government doing to achieve that? The other day, a student from Mount Kenya was, I don't know if she was murdered. A UN student was also faced the same, and many other comrades faced the same. Is the government doing efforts to address that issue? Thank you.
Thank you very much. In between here, do I have a question? I'll be back. Let me first of all go at the back. First, tafadhali.
Okay. By name, I'm Crispin Otieno Danga, student leader Manza KMTC. You realize in Kenya, implementation is usually a crucial thing. The other time you were fighting about the financial bill, it had some good things in it, but then implementation more so with regards to public education and sensitization. So this time government is implementing SHIF, yeah? And you realize that the grassroots citizens are not aware of the same. As KMTC students, with regards to our medical line, I think we have students who are fit for purpose. We organize for medical camps. I think these are very good thing if we do a partnership with KMTC to help us educate the citizens at the grassroots level so that they know the advantages of SHIF and so that they know the importance. And let us not have a situation where the public will reject it as they rejected the financial bill due to lack of public sensitization. So to the person in charge of SHIF, do the same. Yeah, after this, I think you should, as a KMTC, you are parastatal under Ministry of Health. Why can't you use us? We have students who are fit for purpose for sensitization of the same.
Thank you very much.
Comrades Power. Kwa majina mimi naitwa James Musyoka Mboti, nimetokea Mwingi huko Kitui. Yangu tu is to encourage my fellow comrades, niwaambie hii chama ya UDA ni chama mzuri sana. 2022 mimi nilisimama nikiwa kijana mdogo sana MCA Mwingi. Na tulikuwa watu 10 walikuwa wakubwa zaidi yangu. Lakini walienda kwa rais wakamwambia kijana ni mdogo, hana pesa, tupe nomination free. Rais akamwambia siwezi wapa, endeni mshindane na huyu kijana, mwenye atashinda ndo ndampea ticket. Lakini wote niliwanyorosha, mimi ndo nilipata ticket na rais akanisupport. Kwa hivyo mkiwa kwa UDA, jueni UDA ndo chama na mko nyumbani. Asanteni.
Asante sana. I'd love us to run a response to this so that then we don't run the risk of getting so many questions. Town halls are policy conversations. Watu wanaogopa kuongea ndio sababu wao wanachapana mangumi, lakini sisi kama chama tuko tayari. Tunakuja kwa ground, tunaongea, tunasonga mbele. So, unless you have got a specific question to yourself, do not take an opportunity. I love to actually use these mics so that nikisimama hapa kama sina mic uone. So, we will start here. I love Machuki to be the last. Because normally he's a little bit anchored. So, do you have a question that was responded to you? Okay, a comment?
Okay, as we finalize this event, I'd like to pose a question for you. Like, at an individual level, what are you doing to ensure Kenya is moving forward, be it being in groups that are pushing for climate change and all of that? It's the little things that matter, environmentalists and all of that. Yes, thank you.
Thank you very much. She says the struggle for national development is everybody's business. A comment, a response to a question to you?
No question, maybe a comment. Allow me to make my closing remarks and say, besides the attachment and the jobs created by affordable housing program, the program currently has set aside 4.4 billion for the affordable housing program currently on the ongoing project. We have set aside 4.4 billion Kenya shillings worth of projects currently that can be given directly to small and medium micro enterprises as well as the Juakari sector. And let me breathe some wisdom on this one, on home ownership. And I would like to say home ownership was used by Roosevelt of USA to overcome the economic depression in 1933. We are just about to get through our economic depression after COVID, and it is the same thing Dr. William Ruto is using. And what did they say about home ownership? Roosevelt said that home ownership cannot be lost or stolen, nor can it be carried away. Purchased in the right way, in common sense, paid in full, and managed with reasonable care, it is the best and safest investment in the world. I close.
Okay. I think there is no question that was directed to me, and I think somehow it's expected because you guys, you don't want to venture in agriculture. Is that so? Mifugo is part of agriculture. So recently, I also don't know whether you people, you get onto the internet. There was a lot of some things going around on the livestock bill. Remember, we said our State Department is tasked with disease control, marketing, and regulating the sector. So there was a misinformation on the livestock bill when they were saying if you keep chicken, you are going to be taxed. If you keep goat, you're going to be taxed. But that was misinformation. What we want to do is to promote the whole sector so that we increase productivity and wananchi wapate pesa mfukoni. So when you get those information, please just brush them off and encourage people out there that to go with the government, with the regulation, so that we can move the sector forward. Thank you.
PS.
Thank you very much. I think I like what the guy from KMTC said. That's a very good proposal. So that when it comes to issues around public participation, which has been really a thorny issue among us, the populace, it is good to be focused in terms of the sectors, and that is a good one. I really love it. That is, I'll share with my colleague PS on the same, PS Mudhoni, and by the way, my background is in health, and I know what you're saying. It is very important that everybody is brought on board. Issues around public participation, we are also having a policy on the same, because it has not been really been carried out the right way. Of course, we have the guidelines, but we are working on a bigger picture around public participation. The last one is, because this is home, we also need to narrow to our levels and communicate and have a conversation. You know, somebody said the reason SG and PS Mweke, now they're in this government, is because they have not now at this level been working to be in opposition, right? Did you say that, SG? Because we are seen as people who work so hard to be in opposition. It is very unfortunate for us young people seated here to appear like we are advancing that conversation. Unfortunately, I'm not in that space of opposing. I'm in the space of ensuring our region is different, because we have enjoyed our slogan of Jangendu Pomwe Abayetwa. This is now back home. The ones who do not understand is unfortunate, but that has been our conversation. For young people of this region, we are the people to change that conversation. It is unfortunate I hear of my friends here talk of, because we are following somebody, talk of very different things, not even thinking about yourself and your children. Because our problem as a region has been water, water, water. Food is a problem here. How do we then deal with those things? It is only government which can work for us. And we seem to be working also towards the same conversation of those people. We can't. I cannot allow ourselves to sit here and talk about those things which people talk about Ukambani there. That is not our space. Our space is to change the conversation around governance, around leadership, and coming in the front and not allowing to be pushed to a space which you do not want to be. So I had to tell you this because you are lucky, you are blessed to be educated, to be in this forum, tumeacha watu wengine huko nyumbani, si ndio? So let us be the change that we so long for. Let us be the ambassadors of those who have not gotten an opportunity to be in spaces like we are. So thank you very much. God bless you. And so that we also reach out to many other comrades, the people we expect to change the conversation in our region. Maybe SG, when we invite you now at the institutions level, we can plan around so that we go there ourselves to talk to our young people of this place of Ukambani. And I will be calling up to you so that we plan together and you give me 1 or 2 people to go with so that we talk to them. And that is where the change will start. Thank you so much.
So, Professor Machuki, as you respond, I know this is what you are responding to, but there is an important issue I want you to address. A few weeks ago, headlines ran a story about Hustler Fund raiding our M-Pesa accounts. I know there was a correction from the ministry, but it did not get the headlines. So I'll love you just to address that and then respond to the other one. I'll be standing here to then find ways of how we bring this to patch.
Thank you. Thank you very much. I will start from making some observation and an encouragement to the young people. The way we have grown, my personal experience is when I found out that after concluding my master's degree, I had no job. I asked myself a simple question. Is there a problem? I found that the answer was yes. The next question was, is there something I could do? I found that the answer was yes. If if there was nothing that I could do and the answer is no, then you don't need to struggle, you don't need to bother yourself because there is nothing that you can do. But I found out that there was something I could do. And at a young age, I went into pursuing a PhD because one professor told me, young man, if you want to be relevant here, this is a green book. A professor in the University of Nairobi gave me a green book on how to apply for PhD and become a lecturer at the university. And I had to kujituma, had to do it. How I went through is a story for another day. So there is something in terms of commitment, in terms of focus. The other thing is about implementing plans. There is a very clear understanding among ourselves, because I'm speaking to intellectuals, that there is always a desire and there is always what is possible. And these two conflict. And whenever there is a conflict between the desirable and the possible, it is always the possible that wins. And here we are talking about the better that has got aspirations. The president having aspirations on transforming this country. And it is a huge change. And whenever there is change, there is always resistance. And whenever there is resistance, there is an opportunity for recalibration and moving forward. The idea that has come on the implementation of SHIF involving the fit for purpose students of KMTC and other health professionals is a very noble idea that we will take up. And Madam PS, I think that is a very a good pick from here. A question that came from Nyayo on the banding and the amount of proportion that is paid from a household in such a lengthy program as Bachelor of Medicine and Surgery. I think it is the same issue that I answered with Mweni in terms of the percentage that goes into household and depending on the level of need, but also determined by a number of factors that get to be validated by the data and the information that is given. And as I exit this conversation on the new funding model, two things that I want to bring into your knowledge. One is that because Kenya is a democratic society, some aggrieved parties have since taken this matter to court, and there is a process that is ongoing. Two, because the president opened this up as a conversation to everyone and to have input, a very broad-based committee was established to interrogate a number of issues in the new funding model. Among those that will be interrogated, one is the funding and the loan structure and the repayment model, and bring on board ideas that can improve on this new funding model. Lastly, we have to appreciate the fact that the new funding model was applied for the 2022 KCSE students, and they are now in the second year, and it's working. What came about is about the operationalization and the implementation along the means testing instrument that was placing students in bands that they believe and that they feel they don't belong to. That is the whole conversation, and I want to let it there because the broad-based committee is handling the matter, and also some issues can be canvassed in court. To your concern, Hustler Fund, raiding M-Pesa, the president brought on board Hustler Fund for purposes of ensuring that Kenyans, more especially the young people, are liberated from predatory lenders who cajoled them into blacklisting or being blacklisted, and they cannot access any credit. The catalytic funding that exists in government is to ensure that young people who have business ideas access. But now, when these predatory lenders, the tellers and all those that are digital platforms, who could lend at very exorbitant price, and then if they fail to pay, if they fail to repay, they are blacklisted. We wanted to get them out of that bondage, build a credit history that can become as a collateral to graduate them into the formal banking system so that they can be credit worth and they can access credit. That was the intent of Hustler Fund.
Are
Now,
we raiding the M-Pesa or not?
Out of those that were lent, there are those that have failed to repay. There has not been any conversation with regard to raiding M-Pesa accounts for those that have defaulted. We are saying that the moment somebody defaults on Hustler Fund, no, the government does not blacklist you in CRB. What it does is that your credit scoring is affected. You will not be able to graduate into another product, to go in there and borrow if you have not repaid or repaid what you bought. So the recovery mechanism, there has not been a policy position with regard to raiding the borrowers' M-Pesa accounts on the recovery of Hustler Fund on the side of the defaulters. What has actually happened? It is the behavior aspect. The behavioral aspect is among the Kenyans that access this fund from government. How do you then exhibit that honesty? How do you exhibit that integrity to repay so that your credit worthiness can be assessed so that you graduate into a formal banking system, having liberated you from predatory lenders? That is the question that we need to answer for those who have defaulted. Thank you.
Thank you very much. All of us, let's be upstanding. Let's all be upstanding. All of us. I saw a man who looked like a pastor. His name is Mutulu. When I was speaking to him, he was very gentle. Mutulu, come. Aliongea kwa sauti ya utulivu. Ningependa utuombee kwa ufupi.
Thank you. Just caught me off guard. Before I pray, SG, thank you for granting Nella the opportunity to serve in your party. She was my classmate at the University of Nairobi. Thank you. Tuombe. Mungu Mwenyezi, tunakushukuru wakati huu umetulinda. Tunaiombea chama ya UDA. Tunamwombea mtumishi wako uliyemuita katika uongozi wa nchi, Daktari William Samoei Ruto. Umwangalie kwa neema zako na mtazame kwa wema. Kaongoze taifa kwa umakini na baraka kutoka kwako. Tunafukumukana hapa. Tunakushukuru kwa yote umetenda. Utulinde katika njia zetu na ulibariki taifa letu tukufu la Kenya.